We got that Papa Pank. We got that Papa Pank. We got that Papa Pank. We got that Papa Pank.
Here we are.
We started. We've started. Here we are. Hit it, band. Hey, Jeremy, can you put on that song?
Greetings and welcome to Poppa Pank. I am Jaylene Clark Owens, and this is my co-host,
Justin J.
And we are so happy to be here with you tonight. You are listening to the tunes of Ill Dudes with their song Terabon, which is from the An Octoroon soundtrack. An Octoroon is a play by Brandon Jacobs Jenkins. And on that play, in 2016, that's where Justin and I met. Me and him right there. And we've been friends ever since. And now we have this video podcast. And so we're so grateful that you decided to tune in. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the shenanigans.
Someday we're going to be fully produced with a producer over here, a technician, and mics and things. It's going to be so good. But before we get there, we have some...
so good right now, too.
What?
I said it's so good right now, too.
It is, and it is. It always is. Wherever we are, that's where the party's at.
That's right.
Thank you for tuning in. Good night, everybody. We have some PoppaPank thanks that we want to give, of course, to all of our followers out there, our Pank Papas, as we call them. What's been really exciting is all the friends and family that have been connecting with us and watching these episodes and listening to them after they've been recorded. I want to shout out Sammy. Hey, Samantha. And I also want to shout out my shirt. We were talking about Ill Dudes. This is an Ill Dudes shirt. If you're not learning, you're not living. And it has an astronaut on it. I love this shirt so much. And in Ill Dudes, for those of you that don't know, I love learning. So it all evens out. But this is an Ill Dudes shirt. We love you, Ill Dudes. We also want to thank those of you who are tuning in with us right now, maybe for the first time. As Jaylene said, we are both Philadelphia-based actors, writers, teachers, and sometimes friends.
Moving on. While Justin may not be my favorite person, this is my favorite season. I'm just kidding.
Why is this your favorite season?
I just love summer, hot, heat, yes, beach, It is summer outside and we are having a good time, but it's also a pandemic. So we got to temper what we do it safely with a mask. Thank you very much. That was my song off my latest album, Do It With a Mask. Thank you.
Do you want to hear my song from Don't Forget the Hand Sanitizer?
Yes.
I don't like summer because it is too hot. I left Florida and I did not want that. So now I like the fall. The fall's my favorite season. I get to put on coats and go out skiing.
Yes. Look at us doing Pank freestyles in the beginning of the episode.
And the body rolls. You get off the top, you get body rolls and dances and songs off our new albums. I like the fall. I cannot stand summer. And today's weather, for those of you that aren't in Philadelphia, it was like in the early 70s. Like it was like late 60s, early 70s temperature. It was gorgeous out. I was like, fall is coming. I'm a little bit chilly.
But relax, because we're still in summer. And Justin and I are out here in the summer. You know, we're still trying to enjoy the season, but doing it safely in the pandemic. Well, we've been doing a little traveling, having a good time, drinking a little wine, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. One of the highlights of my summer has been doing this show. Duh. And in our last episode, we had our Eric Thomas on the show. So if you missed it, just go ahead after this episode, just scroll down on our Facebook page or go to our YouTube page and please subscribe. And catch up on that episode because it's really, really a great episode. Like, he is so talented, so inspiring. He dropped some gems. So make sure y'all tune in and go watch that last episode because
he was reading from he was talking about his book, Here for It, and I highly recommend getting this. It's such a fast read. It makes you feel good. It is like everything we all need right now. And I wanted to just share a little passage that I just ran across that I loved from this. It's not going to be too long, Jaylene.
Okay. Relax.
This is from the end of the book, but he's talking about like teaching workshops and everybody asking like, what's your secret? Tell us your secret.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I would try to find a way to tell people the secret of my storytelling, which, as I understood it, was just to tell the truth because you had no other choice. I would remind people in my classes that the storyteller gets to choose the beginning and the end, often despite what happens in life. And that you have to tell your listener what you, the protagonist, wants. This connects directly to the why of it all, the impetus for raising your voice to speak. There's a power and a clarity in saying, this is where it begins for me, and this is where it ends, and knowing why.
Hello.
Just, we all have stories to tell, and you know why. Only you know why you need to tell it. And you are in control of your beginning and your end. Out in the world. This is a reading from the Bible of R. Eric Thomas. Here for it.
Come on with the word. Yes.
So I was just so inspired and it felt like I wanted to get creative and cracking again. That just like that little nugget. And you know, it has been the summer to end all summers, and now is a time for us to get back to work.
Unfortunately.
So talking about getting creative. Let's get back to work, and especially in the fields that we both thrive in, education and the arts. So in today's episode, we're going to reflect on our summers, but we'll also look towards our falls. But it ain't fall yet. It is still summer.
That's right.
And ain't nothing like a nice summer drink. So Jaylene,
you grabbed my mind.
It's about that time.
About that wine. Here we go. Get your glass so we can clank.
It's time for that. Papa drank.
Papa drank.
Papa drank.
Papa drank.
Papa drank.
And cheers.
And
cheers.
Arriba,
abajo, centro, adentro. Mabuhay.
I swear, when we're on episode like 38, that's going to be the whole episode. It's just going to be an hour long of us toasting.
Yep.
Hey, Jaylene, what are you drinking?
So what I'm drinking today, as I had mentioned, or maybe I didn't mention it yet, but part of my summer travels, I went to a winery. I'll tell y'all about that in a little bit, but I brought back we brought back a lot of wines from the winery. But yes, this is one of them. We went to the Blue Ridge Estate Vineyard and Winery. Okay. And okay, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to talk about it later. I'll just talk about what I'm drinking. I am drinking actually an apple wine. Now, all of their wine is not apple wine, but this is an apple wine. It says a deliciously sweet, hard apple cider, really is what it says. And it is just so good. On the tasting menu, it was described as like a vanilla cinnamon wine that was aged in like a whiskey barrel. Like
that's like me. I feel like that's if you were to describe me, that would be me.
Yep.
Vanilla, cinnamon, aged in a whiskey barrel.
And more body rolls. It's a body roll day. What you drinking?
Well, I'll tell you that, but it's an apple wine. I just don't know how you wine an apple.
Well, like this.
Okay, this is from my trip to Maine, and this is Banded Brewing from Biddeford in Maine. This is the Green Warden ale brewed with spruce tips. Yes, Scott, it is Banded beer. This is from where Scott is from. And I like this because it's like a summer fall beer. It's like a cusper beer because it's spruce tips. This tastes like I'm drinking a tree.
A tree, okay. For all your shade.
So all of you out there, please start blowing up our comments just like
blow it up
and tell us, what are you drinking out there? What are you having? If you're not drinking anything, that's okay too.
Exactly.
And if you're watching this after we've recorded it or listening to it after we've recorded it, just say it out loud. Say what you're drinking. You can be like, that's my saliva.
You can also still write it in the comments if you're watching this after it's live. You know, we'll still see it, and we'd love to know what your Papa drank is for the evening. So we haven't mentioned our glitch in a long time.
Oh, is it working? Is it glitching?
Yeah.
Oh, StreamYard. Yeah, so there's been this thing with Papa Pank, and it started on our Insta Live, and it's really tricky. There's you may be seeing like a ticker of how many people are watching with you. That's something that's been glitching a lot with our technology. The number is up there, but we're seeing the right number. And right now, how many people do we have? How many Pank Papas, Jaylene?
Oh my gosh, we have 2,583 Pank Papas, 84 Pank Papas. Went back down to 83 as soon as you started talking.
So don't trust that. Just enjoy. And
just enjoy.
We're enjoying you. And you know what else I enjoy?
What?
Tickled Pank.
Tickled Pank. What segue? We have arrived at the tickle. Oh, wait. I asked what y'all Papa drink was.
Ooh, Papa Pank Rosé, of course.
Thank you, Paul, for sticking with the theme of having a Pank drink. I see you. I appreciate you. Okay, Tickled Pank. What's that, Justin?
This is the segment where we usually talk about something that has recently been bringing us joy and is a bit of a catch-up for Jaylene and I. So in today's episode, we wanted to talk a little more in depth about some of those things, since August has surprisingly given us some space to breathe, both literally and metaphorically, since the last few months. Yeah.
So what has me Tickled Pank, what's bringing me joy? Y'all. They have added, or will be adding, so many Black throwback shows from my childhood to Netflix, and I am very excited. So currently, Moesha is up on there, okay? So whenever I sit down to have my lunch or breakfast or whatever, I'll put on Moesha. And we have Moesha, Sister.
Yeah, and Tamara.
Side note, let's just pause here. I don't know if y'all know this, but I have a deep love for Tia and Tamara.
Oh.
Like when I
didn't know this. Why?
Yeah, when I was young, when I was like in elementary school, whenever the teacher would write an essay about your hero, I would always write about Tia and Tamara. I would be like, my hero is actually not one person, it's two. And
I would give anything.
Would you say?
I would give anything for you to read one of those on air.
I wish I had it. I would send it to them because I would always write about because they are actresses and I want to act and they sing and they love Jesus and they're just great and I really love them and they're my heroes. So I have really just looked up to them for a very long time, and Sister is my show. I already had the DVD series of the entire, all six seasons, all the seasons of Sister, and I have all the seasons of the game, although seasons 1 to 3 is my favorite. But yes, I'm very excited. Even though I had the DVD collection, it's just easier to watch it on Netflix, so I cannot wait for Sister.
Do you know what they're up to? Do you know what they're up to right now? And how can we get them on the show?
They're up to lots of things. Tia has her like household series that she does. She cooks. Tamara, she's very into wines. She should come talk about Pop a Drink on our show, you know? But I really love them. And so I'm very excited about all these shows. Watching these shows from a 2020 lens, now that we're older and everything, it's interesting. Like certain things still, apply today, some of the issues that they spoke about. But being older now and looking at it, you can see how there are certain things that were problematic, like especially as like a writer now, a playwright, someone who is in this business as well, seeing the Kim's character, Countess Vaughn's character on Moesha. She was her sidekick, basically. Moesha's best friend, Brandy's best friend on the show. And you can see just how many times she's like the butt of like fat jokes and making her be like the ditzy, like the dumb character, and making her love not be, she has this unrequited love. She loves the character Hakeem, but he doesn't like her. And just so many jokes at her expense. And now it's like, we look at that, at least I look at that now and it's like, that's not cool. But then I wasn't thinking about it like that. Many people weren't thinking about it like that. And then you wonder like, how many of us were conditioned to think that, being big is that's something you should make fun of somebody for. I'm not saying that falls solely on the Moesha show, but lots of shows had those same types of themes. So yeah.
I'm super curious, like what we're going to be looking back on our shows now and be like, oh, I can't believe we were doing that. And it's happening. I mean, we see shows and it happens. Like you look at most of Game of Thrones and you're like, really? We're doing that still on TV?
Yeah, I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I believe you.
There are some content warnings.
Yo, like the fact that there's an episode of Moesha, actually the episode 1 of season 2, she's talking about how she doesn't like her butt because it's so big. No. And now, first of all, in the Black community, we, that having a big butt has always been a good thing for the most part. But now, because you see a lot of, the Kim Kardashians and whatnot with the fake butts and everything, now the big butt is in. So it's just crazy to see that episode today in 2020. And it's like, that would be a whole different episode now. Now it'd be like, like, look at me. I got a big butt. Like, so it's just interesting. All that to say, I'm still very excited that all these shows are there. I never used to watch Girlfriends. Maybe I saw an episode or two back in the day. I didn't really watch it, but now I am excited to go through that and just.
That's so interesting. I'm trying to think about why there's like been this surge of like reboots of all of these old shows. Like it's all about nostalgia and remembering and simpler times. And I truly think it has to do with just the climate of the world. Like everybody's like, we need to give people comfort food. We need to give you the things that you're comfortable with, you remember, that make you feel good. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So
and Black folk been requesting these shows, okay? Right. Yep. We've been asking, please put it on. And Netflix ain't done. They know, people there's a lot more visibility for people of color right now, for Black people. So they like, let's get in on this.
Yup.
So that has me Tickled Pank. And then my last Tickled Pank is that I am so happy for the return of the NBA. I love basketball. I grew up watching basketball with my parents. So it is always a special thing. I love to hear the sneakers squeaking on the floor, just to hear the music, the TNT music, the ESPN, like it makes me feel good. So I am so happy that the NBA is back. The players are playing in a bubble, showing the rest of the sports teams how to do it safely. It's working so far. And I love that you can hear more of the players, and they be cussing too. They do their best to block that out. But because there's no fans, you can hear more things.
Crystal clear.
Yep, I love the virtual fans. Those are quite funny that they have courtside, and I love that. Like, come on, NBA with the social justice messages. Like, you got Black Lives Matter right on the court every game. The players get to wear different messages on the back of their jerseys if they want to. Actually, went to put on the game today because of what is going on in Kenosha. Because the man Jacob Blake, who was shot, the Bucks decided not to play in protest, and so all the games today were canceled.
Yep.
Nobody's playing today.
I
I'm
think,
like,
yeah,
okay.
use your platform to do some change in the world. I think that's really important because more people will notice. More people will notice. There's people that are in parts of this country that have no idea what's going on, and that's like maybe this was just the wake-up call they needed to pay attention. So
if you were a basketball player, Justin, and you had to pick a phrase on the back of your jersey, what do you think? A social justice phrase. What do you think you would have on the back of yours?
You know, I was liking the ones that were on some of the WNBA players. They had change starts with us. Now, a lot of them have Black Lives Matter as one of the major ones, but a lot of the WNBA players had those on their shirts. And I think, especially for non-Black POC, I think that's a really important message to remember is like our positioning in the whole dynamic of our social political world, and to understand that, yeah, change starts with everybody, but really change does start with us in a lot of important ways. So I really like change starts with us. Although I would also like something hopeful, something about, I mean, that is hopeful. And so I might just put my dog on my shirt too. Just be like, here's something that'll give you joy.
Some joy. I think I would have like empathy on the back of mine, because I feel like empathy would just help so much. But then I would also want to like put some lines from my poem. So I think I would just have them write my whole poem on the back of my jersey. It'll just be really small letters. You know, we can just get the entire poem on the back of the jersey.
And you'll just have like a magnifying glass hanging like a tail. If anybody wants to like, and they're running while you have the ball. Just
Yep.
Like
Yep. So that has me tickled pank these days. What got you tickled pank, Justin?
3 things. So I know I'm late to the game, everybody. I know I'm late to the game. But Watchmen has been riveting.
Okay.
Which you haven't seen yet. You haven't seen yet?
I'm very late to the game.
Okay. Well, I mean, you need an HBO Now subscription or an HBO Plus.
Right, relax.
I know you have it, but some people out there might not. So go and pirate it. Go find it however you can. But Watchmen, watch it. Jayleen, go watch it. Wait, how far are you in Glow Up? Season 1.
Yeah, season 1.
It's 2 episodes in. You're still where I left you off weeks ago. All right. Anyway, that's the first thing. First of 3 things. The second thing is we've been doing a lot of kayaking in my household, Adam and my daughter Emmy, and I love it so much. That's been tickling me really pank because everybody on social media and friends are like, "You're kayaking a lot," and then I was like, "Wait, that's not." For some reason, it became normal really fast, and they're like, "No, nobody just goes kayaking all the time."
I don't.
In the city. So I can't suggest enough that everybody go and get kayaks, be outdoors. I was in the mountains in Macungie, PA with Paul, and we were hiking and it was amazing. We were both out there at the same time. How far were you from Macungie? Do you know?
I don't know where Macungie's at. That should be their city
T-shirt. I don't know where Macungie's at. She's just going to get on her phone in the middle of an episode. Oh, she's looking it up. The last thing that's tickling me, Pank, is this kid's book by Dr. Ibram Kendi here, and it is called Anti-Racist Baby. And
yes.
All of you know the adult books of this, but I wanted to shout this out because it is so awesome. It's literally beautiful pictures here talking about how to be an anti-racist baby. This is just the first page. It says, anti-racist baby is bred, not born. Anti-racist baby is raised to make society transform. And then babies are taught to be racist or anti-racist. There's no neutrality. Take these 9 steps to make equity a reality.
Come on.
He goes into 9 steps, 9 simple things about what you can talk to your kid in really pretty pictures and really fun rhymes. And all of these images are just glorious. I think like this image brings me so much joy of just this kid and all of these beautiful people on this page enjoying their life on the couch. And then one of the best resources for some of you parents out there is then he provides you with all of these talking points after the book that are really easy to understand, to digest, really demystifies how to talk about anti-racism with your young ones and how to make some change in your own life as a parent and as an adult. So I would highly suggest you go get this. It's only $9. And this particular copy, I wanted to give a shout out to Inkwood Books in Haddonfield, New Jersey. This is owned by Julie Bedingfield and is operated and all female owned. And their website is right down there, inkwoodnewjersey.com. Please try to support your local bookstores. Better yet, support Black owned bookstores or female owned bookstores. And this is one of them. And they need your help so much right now. Stop ordering your books from Amazon. Even though her book is on Amazon, stop ordering books from Amazon and get them from bookstores. Are you in a bookstore?
Side note, that will change. Well, it's not going to change from being on Amazon, but I'm trying to sell my book on my own website soon. Having me a little merch website, so that's an exclusive. I ain't tell folks that yet, but you just, I gotta be real with my Pank Papas. So be on the lookout. That's just between you and I. It's gonna be released soon. Make sure you tune in.
Hey, it's gorgeous in here. Wow. Who are you talking to?
The Pank Papas. All 5,000 of them.
Oh, wow. We're up to 5,000?
Yep, all the way to 5,000. We're probably going to hit 1 million today. So that'll be great. Thank you, Justin, for sharing what has you tickled, Pank.
Yes.
We are actually about to do a new little segment. Okay, new segment alert, new segment alert, new segment alert. It is cool.
I love that. All I want now is to make new segments just so I can have that, and then I'm going to make that my ringtone.
You tell us about
new segment alert, new segment alert.
Tell us about this new segment.
Okay, so yeah, we are starting a new segment where we're going to start giving a social media shout out to a person or group we are geeking out about for everyone out there to check out and follow. These are people you can go and follow right now. This could be anything from someone who is tickling us Pank to those who are fighting for social justice, or maybe it's an organization or a store you should know about. Last episode, we gave a shout out to Heather Chelan at Heb on the web. With her comedy music talents, she definitely had us tickled Pank, and she's posting daily. She's an influencer, as a little check. So I just wanted to share 2 that I really want you to know about. The first is at Genderfunk Philly, at Genderfunk Philly. Genderfunk Philly showcases trans and non-binary theater talent in Philadelphia. Their phrase on their site says, "Don't say you couldn't find us. We're here. We're cute. Come funk with us." And
I love it.
Some of these artists are some of the kindest, most wonderful artists that I've ever met that make incredible work. So go follow them right down there. Click on it. They just feature different artists, what they do, and it feels very, very celebratory. And along those lines, there's another new one called BTAP, at BTAP Philly. So remember, BTAP Philly, the P is the same as the P on both ends. But that's the Black Theater Alliance of Philadelphia. And it's a coalition committed to supporting and uplifting the Black artists in the greater Philadelphia area. And just on this show, we had Lanish Miller-White, who is part of the Black Theater Alliance of Philadelphia. And some of our dearest friends are a part of that coalition as well. So Go check them out. Celebrating artists, celebrating theaters. Both of those organizations, I'm really excited now exist. Who are you shouting out about, Jaylene?
I am shouting out Ofure. Ofure is an award-winning Black-owned African fashion company featuring beautiful pieces with vibrant prints and bold patterns. If you go to my Instagram page, you will see that I am often wearing some type of Ofure outfit. I should have worn some today, but I'll do that. I'll do that. But I just really love their company. And recently they actually reposted a video of me dancing to Beyonce, of course, in one of their outfits while I was at the vineyard. We'll get to the vineyard. But they reposted that. And I went on my phone. I was like, why do I have all these new followers? Like, what's happening? And it was because they reposted and folks have been showing mad love. So I'm low key, high key trying to like be a brand ambassador for them. So Ofure, if you watching,
she makes your clothes look good, but she makes your clothes look even gooder.
Yep, that was great English.
I know. I think those photos are stunning, and you should all really go to Jaylene's page. It's really fun, and those clothes are straight up just like right up your alley. So Ofure, down there, go follow them and tell them we want Jaylene Clark Owens as one of your models and brand ambassador.
Yes, shout out to them. They are awesome. Now, this brings us to our next segment, Hot Topic. You said it so low. You were like, Hot Topic.
Because I didn't want it to like do that thing.
I understand. What are we talking about for speaking of Hot Topic? Let me turn on this fan.
No, it was like nice and cool, and now it's just hot in our studios in LA. It's so hot here in LA.
What's our hot topic today, Justin?
Yeah, this is the segment in the show where we like to discuss something that's like going on on our minds or in the world. And so it is August, and August means back to school. But this year, as we all know, back to school means something completely different for people out there. Some people are going completely virtual. Some people are in person with like, you can choose to send your kid or not. The like, it's on you kind of thing. Some people are doing like a half and half kind of thing. But anyway, Jaylene and I are heavily reliant on colleges and universities to go back to school, as I am a university teacher at the University of the Arts. Pew, 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 pew. Shout out to my students who may be watching.
And I am a spoken word poet. So I often go to, past 2 years now, I've been going to colleges on tour, visiting. Matter of fact, where all the uprisings are happening right now in Kenosha. That was definitely on my tour for this year, and I didn't go because of COVID. But I was going to a school there. But yeah, my poetry tour brings me to various colleges. So yeah, this year will definitely be interesting.
Well, maybe you'll still be doing those tours virtually, but regardless, life is a bit bonkers for both students and teachers, but we're all making it happen. And in fact, many people are finding joy amidst it all. And this has been circulating a lot on the interwebs, but I think we wanted to take a second and just watch it now. So there has been one video that is bringing us all this joy. And so let's all watch together.
What's poppin'? Miss Evans on the beat, so tap in. You got options, but you better pass my class, no flopping. Gonna log in every day, every morning I'm watching. Yeah, we virtual and you know it's up, so we about to take it up a notch. Yeah, my role was the best, no comparing. We had to top our truth, no daring. CTA, 5 arts and sports. Man, I want it all to myself, no sharing. COVID-19 had a stress, but it's nothing. We gon' overcome that stress, no flipping. Wear your mask, wash your hands, keep safe distance, till I really thought that a pandemic said something. On the side, we do more than rap. Doing all we can just to get you out the track. Teaching up, lifting, motivating, and engaging our students, going straight to the top. No cap.
No flopping, no stopping. We mopping, yeah. Net away, net away, net away, net away, net away. You know Miss Evans don't play, yeah.
Hey, 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 hey.
What's poppin', Mrs. Evans? There's a second part to that, and we want you all to go and watch that second part. We want to credit. So Mrs. Evans is Callie Evans, and another teacher, Audrey Williams, and their students and production team at Monroe Comprehensive High School in Albany, Georgia. Now, if that was my teacher, yes.
If I was a student, I would have been in that video dancing. And if I was a teacher, I would be making that video. Like, that is freaking awesome. I loved it.
I think if I was like one of those, if I was a student that was just like, I don't want to go back to virtual school, and my teacher sent me that, I'd be like, I'm never skipping your class. I'm here every day for it. When are you making another music video? And how can I be in it? What? So many kudos to those teachers, those students. They've been buzzing all over the internet. So anyway, Jaylene, what's poppin'?
No flapping.
So Jaylene, how are you feeling about virtual classrooms? And are you doing any teaching or performing? Is like any of that happening? Your poetry workshops?
I mean, I just feel like, since the United States of America is we just not on the same page. Like, we're not on the same page. We're not united. We supposed to be United States of America, but we not united. We are on very different pages. Different states are on different pages, different chapters, different books. I mean, I feel like some states don't even believe the book exists and they think it's all made up. So, we are not one in how we are combating the virus. So we got some schools, as you said, who are doing virtual, some who are doing this whole hybrid thing. Some are doing classes. They've built like outdoor classrooms. I don't know what they're gonna do in the wintertime, but
bundle up.
Woo, child. I would be mad. I was at the college.
Jaylene Clark Owens.
I would have to have, I don't know what I would do. I would have to get a portable charger strong enough to charge my portable heater, whereupon I would have a weighted blanket, heated blanket, winter coat, scarf, hat, mask, earmuffs.
Yep. A polar bear.
Exactly. Like I wouldn't, but so I send my love to all the students out there. But yes, there's too many different plans. And so Jaylene Clark Owens, she will be remote. I will be so remote, you will be able to use me to change the channels on your TV screen. I am not playing those games. I'm not playing those games in these COVID streets. I'm just not playing those games. So any performances that I do have some performances coming up, and those will be virtual. I'm technically on tour right now. It's called matter of fact, I should have put that on the screen. It's called the J.Co. Flex Tour. That's the name of my tour. And I call it that because I realized this year, I'm gonna have to be real flexible. Yep. So I plan to do college shows. They will just all be online. Like literally, schools have been open for just a few days, and there's already cases. Like there are schools that are reporting hundreds of cases. There's over 26,000 cases at over 750 schools. So it's just like, no, thank you. I'm not going to be there, but I'll be there. I'll be just like this with this background and doing my thing from my home.
That number is staggering. Are you still going to do any like online workshops too?
Yes, I actually need to. That's a good reminder. I need to get back to my agent about that. But yes, I plan to do like online poetry workshops as well. Everything's just going to be remote.
Okay. When are you going to offer a poetry workshop for the people?
For the Pank Poppers? I don't know. We'll talk about that. We can talk about
So I've been like really nervous about going back because it is all virtual, but There's been some classroom tips that some of my colleagues, particularly Krista Apple, has been giving me that are
Hi,
just
Krista.
so nice and so wonderful. And some of you are teachers out there, and some of you will be spending much more time at your computers, whether you're a student or a teacher. But here's some tips that I learned that have been really, really exciting. So the first one is, and we could all do this right now. Jaylene, will you do some of these tips with me?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so all you have to do is just move your chair back just a little bit from your computer. And also that just try for a second not to face your body at the computer. So just face your body at a totally different angle, and you can look at the computer, but you're not married to the computer. You could be here sometimes, you could be here sometimes. You could be facing this way sometimes, you could be facing this way sometimes. But it does a subtle psychophysical reminder. Your body is reminding you that you are in control, that you're the one in control of this and the situation. This isn't in control of you. When you're just like this, you're suddenly in this like, this thing is controlling me.
So, oh my gosh. I realize that when I type, I be up here with it.
Yes. What's so awesome, like just start trying it on your own. Just like get back away from the computer so that it's like you have to work to come and type, and then you can scroll here, you can do all these sorts of things. That's one thing. The second one that I really like is, a lot of people are talking about in these virtual meetings at work, at school, that we're all in the same time, but we're not in the same space. But that's actually not true. We're in the same space. We're in the same world. We're just a lot farther away from each other. So Jaylene, will you humor me and do an exercise on camera with our friends? Okay. So this is all we have to do is you and I have to talk about where we are geographically first. So where are you?
Philadelphia.
Where in Philly?
North Philly.
Okay, I'm in South Philly. So right now we are not physically facing each other, I don't think. So all you have to do, I want you to try to turn and face me. So for me, I'm in South Philly. This is going to take some figuring out, but it's worth it. So I think that is South Philly. And this isn't, oh, okay. So don't look at the camera, just talk and listen. So right now, you're facing me, and I think I'm facing you. So what is something that's like right in front of you that's in between us?
A wall.
A wall. Okay. Yeah, I have like a fuse box because I'm in a basement. And like imagine now, what's in the imaginary space between me and you?
A pizza.
A pizza?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm imagining like somebody washing their dishes over there. But what's really exciting is right now we are absolutely facing each other and talking to each other, even though we might not be in the same exact room as each other. So we can face back again. But what's really exciting is now I know Jaylene's right there. And it's just so happens there's pizza and there's a fuse box and there's a wall in between us. But we are in the same time and we are in the same space. And you're right there. I just can't see you. So that's I did
the exercise wrong, but it's okay.
Oh, where should you face?
No, I thought you were asking just to imagine something that is between us, which is why I said the pizza. I don't have a pizza here.
You did it perfectly right. Whatever's imagined between me and you in that moment is totally fine. So I think that's really, really exciting. The last one is, do you feel me a little bit more over here? Do you feel me over here on this side?
Here?
Yeah.
I feel you.
Okay. One of the last ones to help Zoom fatigue is to turn off your self-view. I know that's like really scary for people when you're in those meetings to turn off your self-view. But what's actually the fatigue that comes with Zoom meetings is you watching yourself watching other people. And your brain is constantly working overtime, judging like, how am I being perceived right now? And it's really liberating to just turn that off and not worry about any of that. You can of course turn it on and stuff. And along those lines, dimming your screen sometimes is totally okay too. So there's just a blank screen and people's voices. Come
on, tips.
So those are all of my tips, and
my Pank tips.
All right, and here we are going more into more Pank tips.
Yes. So Thank you, Justin, for sharing some ways to get us through all the virtual things that are finna happen for this upcoming school year. But we want to share some more tips to talk about a little vacay. Like, just because, I know we getting back to work and things like that. But if you have time and the means to do so, get away a little bit. Even though it's a pandemic, there are ways to still do it safely. So we want to talk about some of those while also just sharing a bit about what we've been up to. So I hinted at some of my summer adventures earlier in the episode. So I'm going to tell you a bit more now. So my husband and I went to Kunkletown, PA. And you asked, how far is Kunkletown from, where's the place you went?
Macungie.
It's 51 minutes from.
Oh, okay. Well, they're both out there.
They are both up there in the mountains, which is a great place to go if you're trying to get away. Because for us, we live in Philly. We live in Pennsylvania. We didn't have to fly or anything. We drove up there. And my husband and I, like I said, we celebrated 7 years of marriage. Yeah. Amen. Yay. And so we were like, where can we go that we can do socially distant things, but still have a good time? So we rented an Airbnb out there that had a game room. That's really why we went out there. We love to play pool. So we have been missing being able to play pool, and this Airbnb had a pool table. So we rented an Airbnb with a game room. And then here are 3 things that we did. So if you happen to go out to like the boonies somewhere, wherever your boonies are, whether you're in New York and you're going somewhere upstate New York, or you're in PA and you're going somewhere in PA outside of the city, one thing, you can visit a state park if there is a state park nearby. What we did was go to Hickory State. What is it? Hickory State Park. And I'm going to show you. Hold on, bear with me. Okay. What did that do? Is this the right picture? Yay. Let me move the Pank tips.
I love that.
So this is in Boulder Field, which is part of Hickory State Park. And this area is a national natural landmark. In State Park Natural Area. It has remained relatively unchanged for more than 20,000 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And these boulders span 400 feet by 1,800 feet. And some of the boulders measure as long as 26 feet. So this was really, really, really cool to see. So we visited Boulder Fields, and we also went to they had waterfalls. So we went to Hawk Falls, I think it was called. So that was really cool. So one thing is you can visit a state park. Another thing you can do is visit a winery. As I mentioned at the top of the episode, we went to, what is it called? Blue Ridge Estate Vineyard and Winery. And man, you can social distance to the max at this winery because you can just sit wherever you want to. We were literally able to do our tasting as you can see here, we were able to do our tasting right in the middle of the grapes.
That picture is like models. That's like a Visit PA ad.
Thank you. It was so great. I love that we didn't have to be around anybody.
Oh, that's the outfit. That's the outfit we were talking about earlier.
Yes, this is the Ofure outfit. But we were able to get our tasting. We of course wore our masks while we were getting the wine, but then we could take it out and sit in the freaking vineyard and have a good time. So state parks, going to a winery, and then we played mini golf.
Oh.
Maybe bring some wipes if you want to wipe down the stuff. But the place we went to, they were really good about wiping stuff down. But those are my tips.
When I play mini golf, I just lick the handle to clean it.
Yeah,
I say, give me all of the used ones. I'll clean them for you.
Well, you cannot do that now, Justin. I'm so sorry. Oh, another Pank tip. if you going out to the mountains, beware of the bears. Our Airbnb, listen, I'm not going to call out my Airbnb out there, but we had some issues. And basically, the garbage from the people before us was left at our Airbnb overnight. And so Smokey the Bear was like, oh, you left me snacks? Let me come see what y'all got. Okay. And so Smokey had come through at night, but Smokey also decided to come through in the morning when we woke up. So I woke up and saw Smokey. And so I'm going to show y'all a video I took of Smokey out there going through the trash. I had never been this close to a bear in my life.
Yeah.
Never had a bear look at me. Okay. Is it showing?
Yes. This is National Geographic.
Here we go. Winnie the Pooh was out here. Okay. Winnie the Pooh was looking for his food.
That bear is massive.
Massive, y'all. Do y'all see that bear?
It's massive.
When it looked up at me, I was like, oh, Lord Jesus.
It's like, I can see into your soul, ma'am.
So just beware of that if you up in the mountains, like don't have no food out and whatnot, and like make noises if you see a bear.
You're in their land. You're in their
exactly. We're in their home, so be mindful. Those are my pank tips for a socially distanced little vacay. What are yours, Justin?
I'll keep mine short because I talked about this in a previous episode, but if you want to go far, go visit Maine. I'm going to plug Maine again because lots of people are going. I highly, if you leave state or go on any vacation, you should get tested first, but it's also a requirement there. Get tested first. And then when you get there, there's a perfect place. It's a perfect place for the outdoor lover. There's everything. There's hikes, mountains, beaches, waterfalls. Can you show this picture of a waterfall that I was with my family and my dog? There's cute towns. There's lighthouses, islands. The list goes on, and it's anything and everything anyone could ever want. So this is in one of the parks in Biddeford, Maine, and there's like this little waterfall. There's my daughter playing on a rock. It is just gorgeous. Of course, if you're in Maine, you have to have lobster, a lobster feast, and luckily they do a lot of outdoor dining really well. And this is me after the lobster. I think the lobster ate me.
You look really like full.
That's a really nice way of putting it.
Like it's paining you to smile because there's no room left in your stomach.
There's just butter dripping down my face and into my esophagus. But my biggest tip again is to get on the water. Rent a boat, buy one, a tube, water. We are beings made of water. We belong near and on the water on a kayaking trip. And I just want to show you a quick video of a trip. This is my daughter, Emilia, on her PoppaPank debut. So here's a little video of our last time at the in Maine. Maine. We're in Maine. We're in Maine. Maine. We love Maine. Maine. This is our Maine dance. So cute. She loves the dance. We had such a blast in the water. Although I'm sure in all of our trips, no matter what you do, don't forget your bug spray. Were you attacked by bugs?
No, not really. No.
There's Scott McFeeters. And this is another person you should follow, is Scott McFeeters, an amazing artist. Performance artist, dancer, actor, maker, all of the above.
Yes.
But yes, Biddeford, I'm drinking to you. Scott, I miss you, and I miss Maine. We've got like 6 minutes left.
We do. So we're going to get ready to close it out, but we want to make sure we tell you about our guest for next week. She actually is in the house tonight. The next episode on September 9th, we will be with the Wilma resident stage manager, Pat Adams. Mama Pat.
Award-winning Pat Adams.
Award-winning Pat Adams.
Mama Pat is just one of the best people you will ever meet. We can't wait to have her on the show.
Yes.
And we've talked with a lot of performers, some writers, some social media influencers. We haven't really talked about any of the people or with any of the people that make all of that possible. Those people that you don't see that on the stage or on the screen or hearing their voices. So we are going to have Miss Pat Adams on the show. Pat. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to hear what you've been up to, Mama Pat. I can't wait to hear about your award, how you feel about this current historical moment, theater, all of the above. So
and it'll be her birthday month. Hello,
birthday month. All right. So we are so super excited to hang out with Mama Pat. So we're going to start to round us out. Now, as you all know out there, we like to end every episode with the Pank freestyle. This is the time in the show where Jaylin and I just sweat and flop all over your screens and your ears with something that I'm going to give Jaylin a prompt. She's going to freestyle a poem about that, and then she'll do that for me. Neither of us are freestyle poets. Let that be known. Actually, can you give me mine first? Because I'm usually the worser one.
Oh, gosh, please. All right. Since we were just talking about Smokey, your word is, your theme is bear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk through the forest of life, you better beware. Because just around the corner might be that bear. Now, you can either choose to lay down and say, I surrender to you, bear. Or you could say, not in my house, not right now. I'm the owner of this air. So next time you see the bear in the forest, remember who you are. Stay true to your heart and drive your favorite car.
I loved it. Come on, message.
Whew, that was hard.
Justin, that was great.
I've been practicing. I've been 17 episodes practicing.
That was great. I loved it.
Okay.
What I also love is that you never say what I think you're going to say. I thought you were going to be like, always remember that and you will go far. But nope, you said drive your favorite car.
I'm sure you've experienced this, but like that Rolodex, like the thesaurus, the rhyme zone just pops up in your brain, and my eyes are going, and then it lands on like the one that's like, why'd you choose that one? All in like a millisecond. You're like, there's all the good ones. Those are good. That one. You're like, okay. So since you're drinking your apple wine, let's go with the vine.
The vine?
Yeah.
Okay.
The vine.
In this vine of life, you got to pick the right grapes. Sometimes you just got to make a decision. You can't rely on reading a book or watching some tapes. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Pick the one that looks good and be happy with your decision. It's not always about trying to have the perfect thing, trying to have precision. So take life and go for it. Have a good time. You take those grapes and turn them into wine.
Yes! Oh, so good. That was so good. I love that our Pank freestyles were just, you got to give them hope. Here's hope, everybody.
Man.
That's where we are.
Woo! Well, my friend.
We made it to the end. Before we go, I have one more JJ proverb. Birds the size of a feather are small birds, unless the feather is massive.
Bars.
About that one.
Think about it. It's so deep. Like you gotta go home. Well, you are home probably, but after this,
You gotta
just
go to
really
somebody else.
reflect.
You got to go to somebody else's home. That's how deep this is. You got to go to somebody else's home.
Yep, to just reflect on those words of wisdom. We thank all of y'all. Paul, thank you. You rock as well. We thank you for watching. We're gonna hit them with that sweet, sweet outro music.
Dudes.
Nope. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We are, but just everybody just hold on a second. I had to turn the speaker back on. But in the meantime, there we go.
Our producers took the week off, so we're the only ones in the studios here in LA.
Yeah.
We're actually in the same room. For those of you that don't know, we just like to make you think we're not here together.
There's that family support right there. Hello, mother-in-law. and with that, we put on our theme music, our outro. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on Poppa Pank. I have been Jaylene Clark Owens.
I have been Justin Jane.
We had so much fun rocking out with you guys today. We want to encourage you to all subscribe to our YouTube page. Just go on and subscribe to that YouTube page. We want to thank you all for just being with us, for rocking with us. Once again, we are reminding you that next week, September 9th, we are going to have the one, the only, Pat Adams joining us
in 2 weeks.
In Poppa Pank in 2 weeks, September 9th. So we just thank you for rocking with us. We love you all. And with that, we will say our goodbyes. Oogie!